to another episode of Pennies with a Purpose. I'm Willie Mullins, and I'd like to thank you for joining in today. And as promised, today we are going to dive right into talking about debt. And before we get started, let me give you just a generalized definition of debt. Debt is money, financial debt that is. Debt is money that we have to pay back at a specific cadence or installment over a set length of time. That is kind of a generalized. Let me give you a personal definition of debt. For me, debt is the pain of having to pay back something month after month because I wanted it then. I did not take the time to save up, so now I am paying back month after month and thinking about if I had this money, I could really be enjoying my life. So that is it. It's kind of painful for me, but that's what it is. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about 4 different types of debt. Debt type number 1 that we're going to talk about is called secured debt. Secured debt is when there is something called collateral. So you put something up against normally a loan, like if you buy a house. If you buy a house, don't pay the money back, you lapse in payment, then they could eventually take your house. If you buy a boat or you buy a car, that's where we get like repossessions from. So if you don't pay on it, you don't keep your payments up, they could always come and take that car from you. It's called secured debt, but it doesn't sound that secure, does it? The next type of debt that we're going to talk about, it is called unsecured debt. Now, unsecured debt is a way that you can get financial funding and not have to offer up any collateral. You hear this a lot with credit cards. You can get a credit card, you can get your limit, and you pay your money back. Now, these type of loans normally have a higher interest rate because of the risk of no collateral and somebody may not pay. So it's unsecured and the name fits. It's unsecured. I don't have to promise you anything. I basically have to, prove that I can stay in enough debt to get the loan to increase my amount of money that I can get. But I don't have to worry about you coming and taking my house or taking my car. There are other consequences if you don't pay back, but at least they don't take anything. The next type of debt that we'll talk about is called revolving debt. Whenever something revolves, that means it just goes around the earth, it revolves. So simply put, that is a loan that you can get where once you use up the money, guess what? They're going to say, come back, let me give you more. Because you keep paying me interest, I'm just going to have the door open every time you come back. And I can share, back in my day when I was really out there and not financially, not financial minded, I would just go crazy to these little loan companies and, man, I'd get in arguments with them about, I didn't make it on time, I didn't make a payment on time. I get everything caught up, and the first thing they would do is, Mr. Mullins, I'm glad to see you. Let me offer you another loan. A lot of people do this with their houses in HELOC loans. This is a home equity line of credit. So you just take out the loan against your house and then you pay it off, and then guess what? It's open. You could get more money. And the last type of debt I want to talk to you about is called a mortgage debt. Mortgage debt is typically mostly considered houses. A lot of times you do it with business. The thing about this type of debt is, of course, it's secured, and of course there's collateral. But normally once it's paid off, you do have something of value. So if you have a $150,000 house, you make that last house payment, now you have that house as yours. And that takes up what's called your net worth, because you have no more debt. If that's the only debt you have no more debt. And you have a house that's valued at. And typically what also happens is that houses go up in value. So as your house go up in value, the more of an asset you get. So those are the couple types of debt that I wanted to talk about today. So just think about it. For me, I think about it, if I got all of these type of debts, if I have student loan, if I have a car payment, if I'm paying on a cell phone like I talked about last week, and if I got a personal loan and a credit card, and I'm paying all of that back, man, that's just money that if I had for a month, each month, that I could just do so much more with. I could just go out and enjoy, and I wouldn't have to also say, I gotta have enough for next month. I gotta do this next month, and it would just give you so much freedom. So, I just wanted to share that with you because I want everybody to understand, and I felt like maybe this is just some stuff that we really don't consider. So, I wanted you to understand these types of debt. So, if you viewing with us on YouTube or Facebook, please like, share. And in YouTube, definitely subscribe. And Facebook as well, subscribe. And if you want to email us, you can email us at pennieswithapurpose@gmail.com. And you can check out our website at www.pennieswithapurpose.com. And as always in leaving, if you don't tell your money where to go, you will wonder where it went. Thank you guys and have a great day.